Hi, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Maria, and today I want to talk about the spring equinox and what spring has in store for us in general. And hopefully, we can ask Mother Earth some of these questions since seasons are so unique to where you live, to your Earth life. I'd love to get some feedback from her to see exactly what this means for us, what this means for her, what this means in general. I know we did a winter one of these episodes, and I was so surprised by some of the information that came through in that, and the imagery that I was shown and was shared with me. I was kind of like, it's just so surprised. I don't know how else to say it. It was beautiful. It was beautiful, and I loved it. And I'm hoping to have such a similar experience when we ask about this season that we're moving towards as well. Today is what day? March 14th, which means we've just had the lunar eclipse, the full moon. We're kind of in this interesting portal energy that I don't know much about. Personally, I don't always necessarily follow that aspect of I just don't necessarily follow that aspect as often. I know full moons are a time of release and letting go and working through things. And I have to say that there have definitely been some kind of shadowy things that have come up for me over the past 3 or 4 days that emotionally working through. So it feels very fitting. It all makes sense based on my own experience and where I am. And like I said, I don't know much about what else this kind of portal time means for us, but I'm hoping to get some of that information in our meditation, in our channeled message today. I think that would be fun. Overall, I hope you guys are all doing okay. I hope everybody's hanging in there. Life's crazy. That's all I can say. Life's crazy. The world's crazy. I don't know. There is a topic of conversation that I think is so interesting and appropriate when it comes to trying to being on the spiritual path, being on a spiritual journey, understanding like it's always this uncovering and unfolding and growth and integrating and transmutation. Like there's so many, like it just keeps going and going. This is not a stagnant path by any means. So I feel like, and I've heard people say this, how crazy it is where you're like, okay, I'm feeling really good. I have this down. I'm kind of like, I know where I am. I've caught my stride. And then all of a sudden you like have this other experience that rocks your world again. Oh, usually very internal. Yeah, that's exactly what I've been experiencing over the past few days. So I wonder how many people are kind of going through something similar and up-leveling and upgrading and figuring out ways to work through whatever's coming up and the most efficiently and the best way as possible. I just want to let you know you're not alone in your journey, in your spiritual journey. I'm telling you that it's like the ups and downs, the ups and downs. And it is all so very personal, isn't it? It's, I imagine that there are some people that you would share this with that are important to your life, but man, no one's going to get it except not the same way as you get it in here. So I know that it can be a lonely path, but a fulfilling one. And it doesn't have to be lonely as long as you're finding those people that you can share this information with. And I think more and more this community is building. There are people out there that you can kind of find and have a similar experience in their own personal growth and their own personal journey, that it's fun to share that kind of back and forth. And what are you going through? What are you experiencing? What are you working through? Blah, 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 blah. There's, some places that you can meet and marry in the middle and find common ground with those who are just striving to do their best, really, to integrate their heart into their life, to let the heart lead everything, lead your daily life. It's an ongoing struggle. Struggle's the wrong word. I'm not trying to make it sound negative, but it's just an ongoing growth cycle, for sure. And how fun, though. I mean, truly, how amazing the experiences that you get to have on your growth cycle. So just hoping and praying that everything in your growth cycle is going okay today. We're moving into like a new season, at least where I live in the United States. The trees are waking up. The plants are waking up. The tulips and the daffodils where I am, like those bulb flowers, they're all popping up and they're starting to flower. So there's new life. There's rebirth happening. And how funny and fitting that the past few episodes have been about rebirth and have been about renewal and about reincarnation, the divine feminine, like all of these things really kind of tie in. And the next, they're all building on top of one another. So I love that. It's like kind of transitioning nicely, our topic of conversation. So I have done a grounding meditation, but I'll just take you through a few deep breaths before we get started and just see what we can uncover today, what the earth wants to share with us, other higher dimensional beings, all the beautiful things. Mostly it's just about, I think, allowing the light to move through your body, to ground itself in Mother Earth, and then to share that earth, beautiful grounding energy back up with source. So becoming this really clear channel, but making yourself almost a portal yourself for the light to come through and just seep into Mother Earth and create like this beautiful web is what I'm learning a lot about in some of these sessions. Being a web of light, letting it move through you and expand and go out as far as it possibly can to touch as many people as possible. So if you don't do the meditations with me or the grounding clearing exercise, I highly recommend that you try it yourself. This practice is something that I've learned through my most favorite teacher of all time. Her name is April Curry. She teaches intuition, mediumship development, spiritual development in general. She taught me the Akashic Record, how to open the Akashic Records and read the Akashic Records. She is still very much hands-on, very hands-on teacher, and that she does like this continuing community education. Every week we get together and practice something else and develop and continue to grow ourselves in this way. So if you are interested in learning how to read the Akashic Records, or even to develop your mediumship skills, or to just tap into your intuition, highly, with all my heart, recommend checking her out. So if you'd like to try this and you want to start asking your own questions or tap into your spirit team or your own Akashic Records or just your heart, your higher self, definitely start with this breathing exercise, the grounding meditation. Because I'm telling you, it will work. It will work not every time maybe in the beginning, but it will work. And it just keeps getting stronger and stronger as you continue to practice. April Curry, look her up. I'm telling you, she has a YouTube too. I love her. Oh, I love her. She's a wonderful person. Yeah, I felt like I had to share that because I haven't shared that before. And I keep telling myself, like, you need to talk about April and you need to tell your friends about preparing your body and inviting in, that conversation with your higher self or your intuition or what have you, with the Akashic Records, all of it. Like I said, it's doable for all. And if you're here and you're watching this, I imagine it's something that's very interesting and intriguing to you anyway, and something that you're most likely already very attuned to yourself. So just trust yourself and do it. And ask yourself some of these same questions. So, spring, spring equinox. I will stop rambling on and get to our meditation today. So, if you'd like to, go ahead and join me for a few deep breaths to ground our energy. I invite you to go ahead and close your eyes and begin to take a few deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Relax your body as you take these deep breaths. Your shoulders to drop, your legs to unclench. And as you're taking your deep breaths, go ahead and picture that white light above your head. Loving, universal love energy. And breathe it down into the top of your head. And if you can hear my kids in the background, I apologize, but everyone's hanging out at home today. Breathe it down your face. Feel your ears relax as you breathe that white light energy down your neck and your throat and into your shoulders. Down your arms and into your fingers. Draw it down through your torso and through your belly, through your hips, down into your legs, your thighs. Allow it to pass your knees and go into your calves. And carry that energy through the soles of your feet down into Mother Earth. And what's beautiful about Mother Earth today, I felt her a little bit earlier, is it feels like green grass, new grass. It feels like new life. Feels like spring. So today I feel called to spread out as far as I possibly can down into Mother Earth, allowing that white light energy, that web network, to just expand as far as you can possibly take it. Think of it as like a spider web of white or yellow light, and just allow it to spread as far as you can. Definitely feels very golden today. And I want to say, Mother Earth, thank you for allowing us to spend time with you today. Thank you for being here for us. For your cycles and your seasons. But just being a home. To all of us here. I truly am so thankful for this experience. And when you're ready, go ahead and take another few deep breaths through your nostrils and draw that Mother Earth energy back up through the soles of your feet. Bring spring with you up through your legs. Think of the green grass and tulips and bunnies. Draw it all the way up through your torso, up your back, through your neck, out the top of your head. Out the top of your crown, out into outer space, into the sky, outer space. Take it as high as you possibly can. And I'm going to visualize bringing that spring all the way back up to the mother tree, which was the imagery that I received in one of my meditations recently. But you can think of God, creator, source, universal love. And Mary Magdalene's gospel, I think she refers to it as the good. Any of those things that you want to name your special divine place, then go ahead and name it and carry Mother Earth energy there. And a few more deep breaths down into your heart space. I want to start today by thanking Mother Earth. I know I said before, but it truly is an absolute blessing to be able to witness the change of season, the change of cycle, rebirth and renewal. To see the human cycles reflected in the natural world around me. To understand that it's all connected. and that we are one. No matter how far away that we get from this truth, it's still truth. I also want to thank my spirit team for guiding us along this journey, my higher self, for all of you who choose to be here and partake and enjoy the conversations that we have with spirit. It's meant to be a sharing, and I love to be able to do it. Please open me up to be a clear channel, a channel most aligned and in tune with love, universal love. Guide me to the information that we need to hear today, for my highest good and for the highest good of all. So I want to start by asking, what is spring bringing in for us this year? And really, what does spring mean to the earth, but also to the people and the beings that live here? And the first thing actually that is popping into my awareness, I actually have a white being, and it feels like an angel that's in front of me, who's kind of hanging out in my head, kind of above my head, like right here. Oh my gosh, my kid's downstairs. And it feels like this, like angelic being is, well, it's radiating a white golden light. I can't see any facial features. It's just kind of like a form, a body, and all golden white light. And it's the message is, you don't need to see our face. You don't need to see my face. But you do need to feel my energy. And so it's just this kind of pulsing, expanding golden. It's more golden, it feels like, golden white light. That just feels like it's radiating here and kind of pushing out. And I'll just explain to you, because I'm not receiving any words necessarily or messages, but as this light is radiating out, I'm getting the impression that my arms are out and that I have these feathery wings that are draping, behind and off my arms. And it gives this feeling in my chest of like, you are welcoming in the new season, the season of renewal and rebirth of spring, being in witness of it or to it, but also at the same time feeling renewed inside of myself. Like what I'm seeing outside of me is also happening inside of me. And everything is new and fresh and angelic. Everything has this golden light to it at this time. So it's like we stand and watch and witness the rebirth that's happening. We stand and witness to it. Yeah, and we understand that it happens within us just as equally as it happens outside of us. I'm still standing here with wings. And I'm seeing Easter eggs and bunnies and green earth. It's almost like I'm looking out on my own front yard, but it's just quite a bit greener with a whole bunch of Easter eggs and bunnies. And the feeling in the air is just this lightness. It's renewal. It's like joy and happiness. It has like the heaviness or harshness of winter has passed, and my soul can feel light and joyous and joyful, lighter. And it's like the wind comes through and moves this energy around. And brings the new life with it. It touches everything. And the wind, it feels like, is clearing out the density, clearing out the denseness, The wind comes out to clear that heaviness of winter. Yeah, and in its wake, it's taking kind of like that dirt and the muck and the dust and all the things that have settled over the past few months, the things that we've released actually over the past few months. It's blowing them out. It's moving them away. And in its wake behind comes the green grass and the spirit of renewal and just lightness and this really rich golden yellow light. What is the white light? What is the angel, the higher dimensional being trying to tell me, trying to show me? And again, the angel is here, just hanging out in its same spot, just being in presence in the space with us. But man, I can't help but just be in its presence equally. I'm having a hard time moving on from just sitting here. The next image that I'm receiving is little fuzzy yellow chicks. What do these represent? What do the yellow chicks represent? Yeah, it's a cycle of life, this rebirth that we're experiencing. This newness, this freshness, this childlike energy, this new life energy. That's the season and the phase that we are in. All right, Mother Earth, can you tell me the importance of the spring season? What it means for you, what it means for us as human beings. There is a process that happens when we release ourselves and our own energy to the earth. There's this cyclical nature that we follow naturally when we can do this. But there's like a flow in the cycle, and it's almost like this cycle is starting. Like I'm getting this, oh, here we go kind of thing. Like we're just starting on this new cycle. And as we continue down the cycle and follow Mother Earth, it starts to pick up speed until we start to, almost like once we get to like fall and winter again, it starts to slow down. And then we are at the apex where we start new, like that's where we are now, this like lurching forward. And you can almost imagine your life cycles or your life as walking kind of in this loop, in this cycle. And what I picture is inside of the circle is you walking like a hamster wheel, right? Walking down, but just following it. And outside of the wheel is the season, is the earth. Is what's the backdrop that's happening around you. So you're walking your own path, but simultaneously Earth's path is walking with you. And it almost feels like you are experiencing what you were meant to experience at that time in the Earth cycle, in the Earth season. And while it's separate, it can be separate from Mother Earth and what's happening with Mother Earth, your own life path. What's what I mean? You're still walking together with it, if this makes sense. Almost like you have different things that are coming at you that your soul's meant to experience, or you have happening in your own personal life as you're walking the inside of this wheel. And outside of this wheel, it's like the earth maintains her own rhythm with you. And the rhythm doesn't necessarily change, depending, I guess, on where you live. But no matter where you live, there's always this cycle of like rebirth, like that fertile, rich, active time, and then the decay, and then, the winter period, the resting, the death period. Like it still goes over and over and over again. And inside you're moving with it, but experiencing all of the things that your soul's meant to experience. And it's kind of interesting because there's like this push-pull of like being fully in nature and being fully in your human self. It's like sometimes you are and sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're fully in nature, fully attuned and connected and living in accordance with that cycle. But other times you're more closed, you're more inside of yourself, you're in your own experience. Is there something wrong with this, or is this just a statement? When we can break down the wall and the barrier of belief that we are separate, when we remember that we are not, that we are connected, it's almost like life becomes way more vivid. It's not just then about your own struggles and strifes and personal experience. Then you have all of this other stuff that becomes part of your everyday life experience. When you can get outside of just your own cycle, inside your own head, realize that you're connected to all of it, then you can begin a life that's fully enriched by nature and her cycles, by Mother Earth. How do we do this exactly? How do we break this wall and step outside of our own personal experience and connect with nature like this? It feels like reach out with your awareness. This person that you have inside of yourself, this personality, whatever this is that you have, however you define it. Mine feels like it lives kind of in here. Take it and allow it to expand outside of you. Allow it to have its own feelers, its own hands reaching out and touching the things outside of your body. Push that energy field out and expand, almost like that net that we use in our beginning meditation with Mother Earth. Allow it to push out that net as far as you can. This is the same thing. Push out and feel the earth around you. And in every way, try to become a part of it. Tell me more about spring and springtime and what it means for us. How do we hold on. It just feels joyful. It's like this coming back online feeling of like feeling excited about life and about living. It's like almost like a celebration phase. What can we do during this season of spring and rebirth and renewal, to step into the highest version of ourselves, to live our highest timeline, or to integrate our higher self more often? It's this remembering that we are a soul in a human body, that there's a divinity to this two-part system, the divine and the human. Realizing that this divine version of yourself, which oftentimes you can, if you tune in, is up here somewhere, or feels like it, or maybe it's out here for you, I'm not sure. But for me, mine's like up in here. I can see her in my third eye almost, up here somewhere, my higher self. And it's allowing that to sink in, down deep into your body, meshing them, allowing that higher self to move into your human fully, integrating it into your heart and becoming one. How do we do this better, more often? Just use the breath. Use your inhale to breathe that down into yourself and feel yourself. Believe that when you are taking that deep breath in through your nostrils and relaxing your body, that you can feel that just sinking down and finding home here. And now the angelic, the white being in front of us has their hands out in prayer like this in front of us. And it truly feels like an energetic healing almost, because they're moving their hands in front of my heart and behind my heart, like kind of like this, my body. And then the hands again up like this. And then hands up here like this. And then on my feet. What are you exactly? Can you tell me what you're here for? What you're doing? Clearing out the cobwebs, shaking out the old stuff, kind of, is what the message is. It's like an energy upgrade, an energy healing, a boost. Okay, I'm going to come back online here. After kind of sitting in this energy for a while, I've definitely felt like my brainstem, where I feel like I carry a lot of tension, feels like it's released. My neck is released. And overall, just feel relaxed. Thank you. All right, I want to ask one final question before we end today. What is one way, or what are a few ways that we can work with the energy of spring, Earth's energy of this new season for our highest good? It is a gateway, this energy, this time period. So while we're kind of like in that bottleneck phase, things just expand and open up as we move through that. And it becomes just full of like opportunity. So kind of as we're spiraling through the last pieces of this bottleneck, the forward motion and the forward movement and the opportunity is right here. We're on the precipice. So in order to take advantage of that, keep following that energy, riding it, working with it as it goes bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm getting the sense of paint the landscape of your future here at this time. What do you want it to look like? When you see out in this big funnel, what do you want that future, where you're moving towards? What do you want that picture to look like? Begin painting it and visualizing it and preparing it, because as you follow, as this energy goes from tight bottleneck to bigger, wider, you then are creating that as you go. I don't know why I'm seeing it as a spiral, but you're solidifying that future as you are following this energy. When you paint the picture, you're creating the framework. And as you move through this time, it solidifies it almost like in this huge tunnel. It feels like, it feels like a tunnel, but wider, more expansive, from smaller to bigger. Your future. So make it this space in front of you so rich and full of experience. All of the things that you want to come in. Yeah, and it's almost like as you move through the energy, it's creating the boundary of reality. It's bringing it into form as you move through. As you follow your path. It's kind of, the imagery is kind of, it's simple, but I'm having a hard time articulating it. I wish I could draw it. Think of a 3D walkthrough experience in a funnel. Okay, so we're at the tighter end down here, and the big end, it goes right here. And in this funnel space is where you're going to create what your future steps look like, your picture of what you want to experience, okay? And make it 3D and make it rich and make it just so full. Pack every single crevice of this funnel. And again, I'm going to describe it one more time. As you are following the edges of the funnel, right? You know when you drop a coin in one of those like huge funnel things at like the children's museum, and it goes and then it starts to get smaller. Okay, it's kind of like that shape, but we're working from the smaller end and we're going out like this. So as you are following the rim and the edge of this huge funnel, as it gets bigger and bigger and you're following it, you're creating the structure around the reality that you want to create. So like I said, you're giving it a framework. You're narrowing it in. You're making it come to form, to solidness. It's almost like this is how you create your future. This is how you create as a human being. Just this visualization practice like this. I'm also being shown like a collage or a mood board, something like that you can do as well to give this future space for you, like a more visual feel. So it's the time to do this now. This is definitely something that I'm going to be taking advantage of. And I hope you do too, actually. Creating this 3D version of your future. That's a great way to bring in our highest timeline for sure. And next time I see you, I better have my mood board. I better have my collage done. I feel inspired to do this. I'm not usually one to make a mood board, but with this, I really feel inspired because it's so visual. I can see it. I can see it. How you form the future for yourself. And it's just with the visualization and the imagination that comes from within you. So often we write things out, our list of experiences we'd like to have. But for me this year, it feels like pictures. Would be most influential. Are there any other ways that we can work with this energy to bring in the highest version of ourselves? There's this imagery of like a new lamb, a baby lamb, and the softness and the fragility of new life. And it's really saying, remember that you are this new life. You have this potential. So treat yourself kindly and with love and softness when you need it, and rest when you need to. And it's like you are the lamb that Jesus carries on his shoulders. And what a wonderful place to be. And it's the feeling of being taken care of, knowing that you're being taken care of, knowing that you're being guided and taken towards this place that's meant just for you, allowing yourself to be led there. Be trusting of the spirit, of purpose, of path, of the divine, of your guidance. Trust all of it. Move into trust. And especially during this time, it feels like if you live in trust and move into trust as best as you can, as often as you can, the tide of that is going to carry you the whole rest of the way. Yeah, into the arms of your most highest version, the version of you that so loves you. The version of you that is cheering for you and waiting for you on the other end, like a proud mother or father. It's like, you can do it. And they have their arms stretched out to you like, just come on, just trust. Just trust and flow. I'm here to catch you. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, that version is waiting for you with open arms. To just believe that you'll be there, that they'll be there to catch you. I like that imagery a lot. I like that story. Thank you for that. And I'm telling you that it's like two parents there, and it feels like Mary and Jesus, which I usually, ever since our Mary Magdalene Divine Feminine conversation, ever since then, I feel like this imagery for me is popping up more. But prior to this, very rarely did I get Jesus stuff. So it's fun to see them here, feel them here. And it's kind of like the message is, you will see what you believe in. That's a message, I think, when it comes to your kind of spiritual path, your spiritual development. You will experience what you believe in. If I had exposure to a different culture and different teachers, different ideals, different gods or goddesses, however you want to call them, I would experience those. I would experience those in my meditations or in my channeled messages. Those higher dimensional beings, but they're all the same thing. They're all like the cheerleaders that are guiding you back home to you and to your divine self and to creator, the divine. But remember, you are a piece of the bigger picture. You are divine itself. You're the seed. So all of this is just leading you back to yourself, to this self. And it's kind of like they're all just cheering you home, which I love. I'd like to know, why do we need a cheerleader? Why do we need this guidance to find ourselves? Why is that important? Why can't we just be left to our own devices? Because you're not alone ever. That's not really how this all works. Everything is connected. Everything kind of vibrates and communicates with everything else. So you're never just alone. It's never just you. You have so many threads and strings coming off of your person, your soul even, that you have a symphony of experiences and other beings around you that are always sharing energy or ringing around you. The music of the universe is always playing around you. So it's silly to say, leave to your own devices or leave alone. Yeah, we're all divinely connected. There's a divine network. There's a web that touches on every single person, every single being. Silly, silly girl. Is there anything that you would like to finish off by sharing as we get off today? Oh, allow the magic to inspire you, to inspire the future you, to paint the future for you. Allow the magic to stir in your heart, to feel the tingle and the excitement, to believe that anything and all things are possible. And allow it to tingle and get excited and sing. Because that's what this time is about. Live in the excitement and the joy and the passion. Because it is a unique part of this seasonal cycle of Mother Earth cycle, what we get to experience now in spring. You don't find this at any other time. Not really, not to this extent. So allow it to paint a masterpiece in front of you. A masterpiece of your dreams of the future, of what's waiting for you to experience. There's so much fun to be had. Yeah, and we love you. That's the last piece of that. Oh my gosh. And then again, it's like Jesus and Mary Magdalene, arm in arm, holding each other, just saying, we love you. As happy, proud parents. Beautiful. Wonderful. I'm energetically giving hugs, kissing cheeks. Because why not? It's starting to get very windy where I am, so it's just funny that we had the imagery of the wind coming through and kind of clearing and cleansing. But overall, I think I'm most influenced by this image of what we can create for ourselves during this time. That feels really impactful for me in the next steps, in the way that I maneuver over the next few weeks, and how I want to inspire myself, how I want to inspire my future to look like or be. I really want to take that seriously. So I'm going to set out to do. I better go find a poster board. And like I said, hopefully I'll be sharing with you my collage of dreams. Now it's time to have fun. And just imagine a dream. I think that's awesome. I hope everyone takes the time to do that. Please let me know if you do. Let's do it together. Let's bring in the future that we've always dreamed of for ourselves. Awesome. Anyway, I truly thank you for being here. Let me close my records. Thank you again, Spirit. Our white angel, our white higher dimensional being who came and gave us this energetic healing today. Oh, that was absolutely beautifully magical and wonderful. All of the messages that we receive from Mother Earth, from Mary and Jesus, my higher self. I truly thank you for this. What a blessed, blessed life. All right, friends. Sending you all my love. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.